Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the MMA Huddle, and I am speaking with Leigh Mitchell. Mate, you've got signed up to the big show now. You went and fought, had a 3-fight win streak. You're on Cage Warriors 115. You're on that one. There's 3 of them, so I might get mixed up. You've got
Yeah, that's
yourself a
it.
cracking opponent as well, Nathan Fletcher.
Yeah,
How does it feel getting signed up to the big show, mate?
yeah. It's been nice. It's nice to be on the big show. Obviously, we've been on the Southeast one for a little while. I had a few fights on there, like my only pro fight so far. But looking forward to getting on the big show and a little bit more exposure, lot more people watching. Um, Step up in kind of class in the opponent. But all the same, looking to put a solid performance in and get my name out there a little bit more and just carry on the way I've kind of been on the way up.
Well, yeah, I was going to say you've got yourself a solid opponent. I think the pair of you are very well matched. You know,
Yeah,
the both of you
it's gonna be a
have
good one.
good skill sets. He's got a submission game. You've got a submission game. He's got good hands on him. I found that from what I could find, Nathan Fletcher. Do you know much about your opponent yourself?
Yeah, like I watched him actually fight at the Cage Warriors in Cold Star, see him fight Rico. Obviously, I
Yeah.
went on then to fight Rico as well. So I've watched that fight between them two about a million times. uh, for me, looking at from both sides, kind of thing. But yeah, he's a solid guy. It's nice to be kind of fighting good guys and show people that I should be fighting the good guys. Like I'm one of them. I'm one of those guys. But no, I know he's a solid opponent, well rounded, and I think we match up well. I think it'll be a tricky fight for the pair of us. To be honest, I think it'll be good.
So obviously the COVID happened. I imagine you probably would have been at this stage earlier had it not happened because you had like that momentum, like we were saying, you had those 3 fights, and you just kind of came around quite quick. All 3 of them, really. It felt like
Yeah,
it felt.
three in 6 months it ended up in the end.
Yeah. Your social media just kept popping up. You were going away again. I thought, hang on a minute, he's just fought recently. I'm sure he had done.
Yeah.
Um, for you though, getting that momentum, obviously it tapered off with COVID. Had that affected your training? Did you maybe stop training? Because some fighters have obviously been affected in different ways. Some guys did the whole COVID workout. Some guys just enjoyed the time off to let their body
Some guys
recuperate.
got really fat, didn't they? No, I didn't get too fat or like take that much time off really. We had like when it all was quite bad at the start, we had some time off, but like I was still working out and stuff like that. So everyone was in a similar kind of situation who was still training, like
Mm.
still running, still working out in the gyms and stuff like that. And then slowly over time, obviously the smaller group sessions started. Probably when they shouldn't have, but we kept it really really small. And but the training over the last, obviously I was meant to fight in Spain last month as well, but that fell through because of COVID. So
Yeah.
I more or less had 2 camps back to back. So I've been like in shape forever. Feels like forever. Um, but so it's nice. I'm like double fit. I've been fit for weeks and weeks and weeks. But it's nice to kind of, it's almost given me more time to learn and just kind of just polish up my skills even more, learn new stuff, get some work in. And with the COVID thing, because it's only been the fighters and the pro guys or like the amateur guys who are experienced, it's only been those guys training. I feel like everyone's got so much better, so much quicker, which has been nice. Like a lot more attention, like on a one-on-one basis with different coaches or small groups. So like the techniques kind of flowed along a lot quicker, and the level's just gone up so much quicker. I think, or I feel. I don't know. A lot of other people feel the same.
That's what I
So
was
the
about to
training
say.
has.
Yeah, I was about to say that, mate, because obviously the opportunity though is there for you guys to evolve. Because where you'd
Exactly.
normally be having fight camps and maybe have a bit of a break to grow, you had no choice really but to spend time to maybe work on those weak areas that you didn't probably want to work on, that you kind of let go by the wayside, and you kind of thought, you know what, I don't know when I'm fighting next. We all thought maybe potentially next year would be the next time a
Yeah, I
fight card
know.
was going to happen. So you had an ample opportunity to maybe work on those areas that you hadn't done before. Is it something that you and your coaches and everyone had spoke about? Is it something that you've maybe thought yourself you should work on it?
Well, everyone's different, really. Like, there's still like it's never always about just you in the gym.
Mm,
Obviously, there's loads of other guys
yeah.
in the same position in their careers. So, like, obviously, we all have good relationships, like as a one-on-one with like Jack and the other coaches that we all work with and stuff like that. Pardon me. But yeah, definitely. Like I said, I know everyone feels like they're in the same boat. Everyone's been able to progress in the stuff they're already good at, and like do other things, maybe stuff they weren't so good at, or just have like an unlimited amount of time for like. Well, that's the way it felt for a little while. It felt like you had so much time just to.
Yeah.
There was no stress about competitions or anything like that. It was just train, get better, train, get better, train, get better, and it shows. It really does. That's what I'm looking forward to as well. I'm looking forward to being on this bigger stage. Well, I know it's a big stage, but there's no one there. But obviously a much bigger platform. And I know for well I'm not wasting this opportunity at all. Like I'm looking forward to showing my improvements over the whole of COVID. Like some people have been slacking off, but for the people who have been really, really grafting after it or working hard still, like it must be nice for those guys who have got fights coming up to be able to show it, because that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I feel like I've like in the time that we've had off, I feel like I've almost moved on like a double amount of what I would have if it was kind of how it was before, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, regular classes with mixed skill sets with people who are just training for the sake of training. Maybe you got your pros. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, but obviously, like you say, training with the other pros and that the pairs or the ollies is just lifting each other up a bit quicker because there's no gaps. You know, you're not going with guys who don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
You don't get no rest round. You don't get a single rest round because everyone's good. Like, in a session maybe before where you might go with someone who you're friendly with to try and help them out and progress them on a little bit.
Yeah.
There isn't that. Everyone's in there for himself and everyone's working and no one's giving anything away in the rounds. They're all competitive. They're all hard. And there hasn't been one easy sparring session like at all. They're all hard. They're all super, super tough. But also the level of the work that's been done in like the technique and the progression in other areas and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I was going to say that's fantastic as well. It's good that the coaches took the opportunity as well to kind of utilize that time. You know, a lot of the coaches could have easily just said, we're not training until the government says so, and we're going to do it really slow and progressive. It's good that the coaching was there to say, look, we're going to get in here, we're going to make the most of the time and make the most of this opportunity, because there's no point in wasting it. And this helps you as well tenfold. So we get to see Leigh Mitchell that we might not have seen if we didn't have COVID. We might not have seen this Leigh Mitchell until late 2021.
Exactly. That's the way it feels.
Yeah.
A little bit. But also none of us can kind of thank Jack Mason enough. He's had us all over at his house. Like there's different people train at different times. So we've got like a 6 a.m. group of us who train, and there's a group who train at like 5 at his house. He's bought some like expensive ass mats that we use. These big rolls of mats. So his house has been in the gym. So he's had all of us around these all the time. He must be, well, he's not sick of us. That's the thing. Like, well, maybe a little bit, but not as much as you'd think. Like, and he hasn't took a penny off any of us either, like, at all. Like, he's just there to help everyone else out. He's like, just like the most unselfish person, honestly. He's like, had everyone over at his house all the time, not took a penny off anyone. He's obviously been with Cory and stuff throughout to like Vegas to corner people, and he was going to do the same when I was going to fight in Spain and like helping everyone else out. Flew out to help his mate or to help Luke in the corner. So that's just what he's about. Like, see, none of us can thank him enough. Obviously, he's been putting so much work into everyone, even like the 1-to-1s and stuff like that.
Have you given the gym a name? Because obviously you got The Rock with his place, the Iron Paradise.
It's just Jack's backyard. It's just Jack's backyard.
You see, you could call it the Boldy Boulder or something. You know what I mean? You could have a name there. You got to do it.
We at one point it was quite funny when we first started training there. We had like a king of the mat at one of the sessions, like just like a winner stays on wrestle up basically, and then and like the joke kept going about like like everyone was keeping records. So like it wasn't. So your pro MMA record don't count anymore. COVID's wiped everything else out. Like your amateur record don't mean anything. The only record that's important was your record in Jack's backyard. That was the only thing that counted for a few weeks. So that was the kind of joke that was about. It's like, 0-4 in Jack's backyard, or like, what if you got taken down and king of the mat like 3 or 4 times on the bounce? Like, now 0-4 in Jack's backyard.
King of the mat, I like that. It's good.
It was fun. And he's got his little dog Rosie as well. He's always running around and causing havoc. So it's been fun. I feel like everyone's obviously had more time as well, and like everyone's kind of. I know it sounds maybe a stupid thing to say, but like, everyone's closer as well as people, as like teammates and stuff. It's all over. It's a bit more personal, like the smaller groups at coach's house kind of thing. Like everyone's a lot closer. Everyone is working their asses off. So it's been really cool. I've enjoyed it. I really have.
It sounds fantastic, and obviously you mentioned there Cory's name. That was tremendous. Obviously, I imagine all of yourselves would please us punch for her because she's been a huge part of BKK for many years. I know she's obviously moved back to Wales, but she's great as a person. I've spoken to her many times, and it must be a great little thing for BKK as well to see her do that.
Yeah, like obviously, like we're all around the same size. We're all the smaller half of the weight divisions. So like we're always, me and Charlie and some other guys, we're all getting the work in with Cory, and we all was there to get beat up by Cory for our fight and stuff like that. So it was nice to see her go out and execute like a game plan. Look, obviously worked against like a good opponent on the best platform at the time, kind of thing. Everyone's chuffed for her. We're all really close friends. Like there wouldn't be anyone who wouldn't be chuffed for her at the gym.
Yeah, she is too nice in person compared to what she does in there. You think she is the epitome of Jekyll and Hyde. She's good. She's just so good. That's she is technically good. Yeah,
just so just the level that she's at is amazing. Like the tech is on that girl.
Do you know what? She had a great opponent, like tough opponent. Like honestly, I thought her opponent was LFA champ, absolutely legit champ, and I thought that's a hard opponent, and she did tremendous, absolutely tremendous in the fight. I thought it would have been a bit closer than it was. I didn't think that Cory was going to win as effectively as she did. I thought it would have been a little bit closer. I obviously slight bit of favoritism towards Cory, but
it just goes to show what level she's at, and obviously works her ass off. I like to think at our gym we've all got the same kind of drive. Everyone always working their ass off. Like not like I know there's a few gyms that are probably more notorious for being lazy than others and stuff like that, but I feel like everyone just works so hard. Like so, everyone deserves everything they get because everyone works hard.
Yeah, and it shows, like you say, you put the time and the effort in, and especially with the likes of Jack, with the guidance you get from him.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, and he's done it for so long now with the guidance of fighters. You kind of just know you're safe in a way. You don't have to question what's there. Yeah. If he says, follow this path, that's what you need, and something like that. I suppose we're only going to get that these days with MMA because of the age of the sport. We're only starting to get these mentors who've been around the block, so to speak, and experienced everything. They're only around these days to really help guys out and girls out with their fight careers. And someone like Jack, I think he's priceless in the sport. He's as you know yourself, he's a top person, top bloke, and I've got all the time in the world for him as well. But you definitely need a name for that gym. And it has to be something related to the lack of hair on his head.
Jack's.
Yeah.
We're going into a new gym, like a new gym space as such, of our own soon. Anyway, so obviously it will still be the same gym, still be called the same. Yeah. But it's just a new, fresh environment.
I like the kind of short ceiling closeness of the other place. I enjoyed it there.
Oh, we're still going to be at Colchester. There'll always be. I think there'll always be Colchester. That's kind of been. That was obviously the original. But there's so many guys who train here from so many different places, all within driving distance. Obviously, come down to train. I think the other, like in Chelmsford or Gallywood way, is a little bit more accessible for everyone, kind of thing.
Yes, the Chelmsford place. Yeah,
guys,
and it was nice. Nice
guys from down
space.
the London way.
Nice space at the
What's that?
Chelmsford gym. Nice space there as well at the Chelmsford place. Nice
Yeah,
open mat area, isn't it?
but that's what like I say, we're going to go into a new. I think we're going into a new place and going to do something like exactly the same kind of thing. Like
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
quite nice. No, it'd be
That's
good.
great.
But yeah, Jack's gym, definitely need to find a name for that. I did say to him, yes, when was I hitting pads with him? It was one time over the weekend. After we was done or whatever, I was just like, I'll get out your hair then. I didn't mean it trying to be funny. I was like, well, not literally, but I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, you know what I mean? And even Jack laughed.
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to be funny. I was like, I'll get out your hair, mate, kind of thing.
it was like when they used to joke around about Tom being Jack's son. That was fun as well. Tom Ball, that was good. Yeah, good. That was a good ongoing joke. I enjoyed that. Nate, honestly, I'm looking forward to you getting in the cage, especially on the big screen. It's an opportunity. UFC Fight Pass. People get to tune in all around the world to see it as well, man. So there's a lot of eyes on this trilogy card because the restriction of MMA in the world and the accessibility of it. You know, you've got a big chance here to kind of put your name out there on the globe scene. Before I let you go though, let people know who your sponsors are. They've helped you out, obviously not just COVID wise, but just in general through fight camp and everything.
Yeah, definitely. So some of them obviously have helped me with obviously the medical and everything like that for the big shows. Obviously, a lot more than it is for some of the smaller shows. So like another barber's chuck me some money towards that. Jade Everall for the Herbalife sponsor I have, he's always helping me out anyway, sending me the best Herbalife stuff, and obviously like it's nice to get free stuff or like help with free stuff, but when they actually prepare to put their hand in their own pocket and kind of help your funding and stuff like that, it really does make a difference. KP on my sleeve of my walkout shirt, she's always chucking us something, even like out of the kindness of her own heart. She doesn't even have a business that I can kind of help represent. She's just someone I know really well. She's like really lovely. Sweeney Dodge is always helping us out. What else we got? Cairo Health Braintree, always helping us out, keeping me unbroken, which is nice. What else we got? I'm sure that's it. Yeah, Cairo Health, Raw CBD, sending me CBD stuff, Sweeney Dodge. Yeah, that's it. They're the big ones. But yeah, they always help me out. It's nice to have some back in and stuff like that. And like I say, to have people actually put their hand in their own pocket and like spend their hard-earned money on helping you achieve something always means so much.
Yeah, huge difference. Obviously, that's your sponsors. We mentioned Jack. There's obviously other people there. Who has helped you out in your fight camp this time round? Obviously, I'm sure you've had a handful of people there who've been sticking out.
Yeah, it's all the same guys. We've been working together so long. All the guys who are on the mat from BKK, like competition guys, like Steve, obviously doing rounds with Steve, Charlie, Craig's there in the morning with Steve as well. Obviously, Steve's on this one.
Yeah.
Jack, we're all doing the morning sessions and stuff. Charlie, for always being there anyway, he's an absolute beast as well. Cory, when she was down, obviously helping. Like she's just another shorter kind of teammate to train with as well.
Yeah.
And she's obviously. So having Cory down was cool. Arnold has been down as well, which has been sick. Getting beat up by Arnold's been bit different. Well, not different, just since the last time he was down. That's been cool. Just everyone, all the coaching, obviously Jack, everyone's been so good, and it'll be nice to get the result to kind of show what the hard work's all been for.
Yeah, that's the ultimate end goal. And last but not least, just your social media, mate. You know, whereabouts can people find you on social media?
My Instagram is at LR Mitchell97. My Facebook's just Leigh Mitchell. PS4 is the same as the Instagram at LR Mitchell97. If anyone's on the PlayStation playing Warzone and whatnot, Snapchat's the same. Got the three of them the same, which was a touch.
Look, mate, I can't wait to see you scrap. Can't wait to see you back. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in to watch Leigh Mitchell face Nathan Fletcher. Cage Warriors 115. And mate, just have a great time. Enjoy yourself at Cage Warriors on the big screen, all right, mate?
I will, mate. I will. Cheers. Thanks for your time.